All right, so let's talk Cobb County swag. Now, anybody with a deep mind will read their own personality and be intellectual and realize that depending on the fate of your life and depending on the way that people are treating you and the paradigms you're forming. Like I said, I really believe that I'm experiencing chauvinism. And then I get around people. Like I've been around somebody, a girl that claimed to be butch, or not even claim to be butch, but I grew up in Atlanta, and it's like when you grow up, I mean, I might have a simple mind, but when you grow up, you expect, well, I seen a Medea play, right? And I said, how come all these children grow up in the same household, but all of them turn out different? I guess in that play, they said that for a reason. Because I'm like, I think it's since I grew up in Atlanta, I'm just like any other person from Atlanta. But no, this is when you get into your heterosexual world and realize that somebody can really pretend to be something that they not. Some people don't open their minds up. Some people do live in the ghetto. And like I said, I live right next door to the libraries, 2 libraries in the West End. And from my understanding, everybody growing up in the same apartment is not getting taught the same thing. As soon as your child come out, their ear gates are open, their mind open, and I be wondering, you know, I don't know, I keep making a video about tough skin and tough love, but it doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, I do not respect somebody. I would not respect somebody if they get their ass whooped. I don't give a fuck about how macho you think somebody being. Just the difference between me and the men emotionally that I grew up around. I might be thinking too hard about it, but when I see men get into fights, I expect them to have hoes to defend them or give them some pussy afterward. But sometimes maybe it don't work like that. Maybe I am oblivious to the fact. I thought some of these men were really getting respected for their looks and shit, but in reality, they really are building character, and people really are disrespecting them because they don't respect their struggle. So when you put in a place where motherfucker be like, you got tough skin, I wouldn't judge nobody for going into convulsions because of surviving crime stuff. I think shit gotta hit home. I don't give a fuck how many seizures you have and shit like that. You dumb as fuck. You dumb as fuck. I don't give a fuck about humble spirits, none of that shit. You sow what you reap. If your little girl done had sex and she started stressing, that's your fault. I've seen it happen. If I had a little girl, I would make sure that I'm there every step of the way, and I would make sure I hit a lick or something before she came. Because she is gonna get raped. Period. I had to make a conscious decision to be acceptable of rape. That's why I got this tattoo on my neck. Because in essence, I'm not sitting here trying to be hyper-aggressive, hyper-masculine, none of that shit. I'm trying to live my life. I get mad at the fact that, I'm supposed to be, don't get me wrong, I want to exercise and run about 2 hours a day, and I can do that. And, things are sitting around a little bit, but in essence, stress is the reason why a lot of people fat don't fall off the way it need, the way their body don't process the shit the way it need to. But you really got to put in work. Like I said, really be being lazy. I really do want to like jog, be somewhere safe, or have access. I need to get my money right and find me a track to go to and run at least once a month or something. That's the plan, like, right? Go somewhere where don't nobody know me. Google all this shit, look up this information, and be like, I'm going all the way to St. Louis to run a trail for 7 hours. That's the type of shit that's intriguing for me. Cause I like to do shit like that. But like I said, I'm not trying to be a what you call it? An aggressive person. All these women that, so-called butches, but you don't grow up, they shit here. I'm really taking it personally that a man have power over a woman in a good or a bad way and get one woman to fight another woman. But it's like, is it out of respect? I got people that out here and seeing promoting the idea that some women are man haters and they come off a certain way because of this, that, and the third. I have an inferiority complex to people that claim to be ghetto. And most of these people are built this way. I'm like, there are men out here that are really trying to justify rape and forcing themselves on women. That is not love. I mean, it is a way to love a woman if you don't know no better that claim you from the streets or you from the ghetto. You know better. We got human instinct. You know if somebody react a certain way that they don't like you. But a lot of people like to play dumb. But that's what people do in the hood. I'm going to take me some pussy because, shit, I know I got another bitch over here that gonna give me some ass anyway. I really be judging books by the cover. Like I said, I be looking at people and being like, man, all these men want to sit here and promote the idea that they want to protect women, but are you really protecting them? Or are you just trying to get some type of credibility for having masculinity? Are you looking for masculine credibility? Because like I said, I've been around people like that. It don't matter how many push-ups I do. I'm not trying to be a man because I was born a woman. The only thing I can't do is be a butch, right? Do 8,000 push-ups and be like, well, this not. You still look like a damn female. But then again, ain't nobody point the same paradigms. I don't give a fuck how good of a person you is. If somebody do something to you, you do it back to them. That's why I said I wouldn't give a damn if a bitch killed me. At least a nigga didn't do it. Because y'all need to stop. Stop pretending to be feminine just because you want to show love to people. There's people out here that sit here want to have good character, knowing damn well they took offense to something. And if you don't, then you really got access to a quality of life that I don't. That's what they want to do. Men be like, shit, I pay you I pay you 12,000 after you suck my dick. Go fight that bitch. You really want to make a man feel good about that? Because that ain't what men do. I believe in monogamy. That's what I keep trying to tell people. If I was a man coming from the demographic I was coming from, I would be, what I was seeing is men that just got hoes choosing on them because of the way they look, not for the depthness of their character. People be like, well, it's easy for you to say. I got men. I didn't think that a man would sit there and judge women because I'm like, in essence, it doesn't make sense to me. I view the effeminate. I listen to a lot of different paradigms, right? Effeminate men that gossip. I got a boy I'm working with right now. He mocks his mom's personality. I can tell by the way he act that he mocking a female. We all do. I seriously am jealous of men, the masculine ones. And I see, like I said, if I see a man that's acting effeminate, I don't think that it's normal. I seriously be trying to tell people that I really am somewhat trapped in the confines of masculinity. I mean, I don't exercise because I still have a female body. So when I see a woman say she a butch and she doing all this workout and she want to compare herself to another woman, it doesn't make sense to me. That means that you really think that you being macho. You need to stop being macho and take care of your business. I didn't want to respect heterosexuality and have a baby at an early age after a man stuck his penis in me. So you want to ridicule me for it. It don't make sense to me. So either you need to kill some or stop being girly. Because I'm like, you contradicting your damn self. Either you like men and you want to have good character, or you want to defend yourself. But some people got to get it how they live. That's how it works. I was taught to take offense to people running up on me and shit. People be like, well, I got a family. If you got a family at an early age and you showing men love, what the fuck are you going to work for? Well, I want to show my children that they can still work, and just because I had you at an unlegal age of 10 does not mean that, you know what I'm saying? There's no fucking excuse. You like living in the ghetto, stay there. Because if I like living in the ghetto, I would have been a stereotype, and I would have had a baby by some nigga that was selling dope and having notoriety off criminality. Because that's exactly what these niggas doing. My mind too smart. They will say I'm around all these ghetto people saying, well, do you really like living in the ghetto? I'm forming a negative paradigm about living in a certain area. And then I go to another area and I feel safer. I was taught to really be a macho person in essence. Just survive it or not. Grandma had a heart attack and motherfuckers belittling you. So how do you raise a child to not feel attacked or feel I don't view tough skin as something that's normal, because people are out here having seizures and shit. I would not respect nobody doing that. You don't. I get a check. If I get approved for Social Security, then I need to live off my check and work a certain amount of hours. That's what they do. They give me a little 30 hours. I love to work, but I can't emotionally handle shit because it's a lot that come with a lot of shit I've been with. A man was supposed to make me feel good about myself, but when a man stuck his penis in me, I felt bad. Before I connected with a man, I was a female. That's what I be trying to tell people. So for y'all motherfuckers that's sitting here trying to promote the idea that I have a man-hater mentality, I don't blame you for doing that, because if it were coming down to a debate for somebody to win or take a position in the job, or sitting there trying to be a good person, as opposed to, well, I'm going to come back and ride the whole thing and show y'all and break y'all paradigm or pride or whatever the fuck they do, that's what I'm saying. But that's why I don't like half of these goddamn women, because I'm like, okay, when I apply for a job, I expect them to look up my application and see who they're dealing with. I've had people spread rumors about me, make pages about me being a prostitute, and will use my female identity against me, and that ain't nothing like how I am. Like, I really am empath, and I really am very sensitive nature, because because that's the fate of my life led me to be. But at the end of the day, like I said, I want to listen to people I'm like, I had a bad experience in the ghetto. I didn't grow up in the ghetto like every other nigga, just being like, well, if I was a nigga, I'd just be getting my dick sucked, handling bitches with my dick. I got women submitting to me for being a good man. It didn't happen for me like that. I'm a girl. So what happened was, now I used to call random hoods and be like, well, is your experience in the ghetto bad? Do you really want to be in love with a street nigga? Because think about it, if somebody were analyzing the behavior in the ghetto, how would you take that? When you a woman, I actually stress over the fact that a woman would challenge me over a man, and they'd be like, well, no, man, all you got to do is work out. But you got to understand that person's life. And this is why I take offense to that bullshit, because I used to think that it was just a lesbian, but in essence, it's a woman that has masculine credentials. And if a woman has masculine credentials and she viewing herself as inferior to a man, that's different. I know it's a woman out here that claim that they do not view themselves as inferior to a man. And that's why I can't get along with certain women, because that's the difference between me and their thinking. I'm like, no, you're fighting, it's fun, you're building character to yourself. I'm fighting and my brain is stressing, seriously. I know what I feel. I know I actually love myself. I love myself, and I do not want to be fighting no bitch over no man, and that shit will break my pride. Because at the end of the day, I am being simple-minded about the situation. I really sitting here thinking like, Can y'all really handle this dysfunction? Are you really cheating on a nigga with a bitch, with another bitch, and y'all really got this shit going on? You think that girl get crazy and kill one of your kids, what are you gonna do? Nothing. You gonna sit there and look stupid and say you should have never got your nut off. But from my understanding, these men, they getting their nuts off and shit. I'm just paying attention because I'm just waiting for some shit to go down. I'm like, he ain't gonna be satisfied to somebody kill one of his kids over his dicks, and that's what it's about. Nah, but like I said, I'm not a man. I can't say, because if I was a man, maybe a bitch would, value me for my penis or just whatever. I don't know certain people, but personally, I do study people, and I am sitting here really like, maybe I got a naive, I'm a naive perception, but we'll see what goes down as life goes by. We'll see who goddamn lose their mind. Because from what my understanding, I grew up in Atlanta, and anybody that grows up in Atlanta knows that you're going to take a field trip to the World of Coke, and, you pretty much enjoy yourself when you're walking downtown. There have been people I've seen that have been shot and everything, and I have no idea why. And I haven't been shot. I don't understand why. I mean, I know I have two parents, but I'm just saying, I be feeling sorry for people. Like, I have stress. I have brain stress. I literally feel like a blade is cutting through my head because I be listening to people. I done did all this goddamn analyzing, and from my understanding, I want to be a damn Creole nigga that speak Geechee. And I really thought that shit out. And I'm like, I really did. I'm like, shit, if I look like this, I would have a secure identity when it came to women. So for me listening to these opinions, you won't get too much of a good response if you're being viewed as a dyke. So at the end of the day, motherfuckers can be in denial all they want. I know who the fuck I want to be. It ain't Sade. It ain't me. I don't want to be me. I want to be this nigga right here. I'm like, man, shit. I don't give if I get shot or not. I know a bitch gonna suck my dick afterward, whether I make her or not. But I guess in essence, some of these people, I need to stop putting them on pedestal and just look at it like, nah, don't look at it like that. Nigga really be going through some shit. I know if that nigga get wrong in his hood, he'll probably get shot up. You might think he got hard till that bullet hit him. It really didn't make sense to me that I really feel like I was naive because I'm sitting here being jealous of a man that I don't even know. And they in denial all because they see a girl when they look at me. They thought this. Well, I'm like, we had all these people thinking that I like men. I don't even like men. I ain't even no man hater. I'm like, it's the spirit of God. It gotta be. Since I would talk about God, I be telling people, if you think people got a glow on them and they not stressing, it must be the spirit of God. Cause I'm like, the way that I feel and the shit that I, listen to you impute can really mess you up emotionally. I ain't just saying that. I really feel like, women really like men, and I'm like, damn, I thought you would like him for so and so and so. And then again, like I said, there's male privilege to me, but every woman ain't thinking like that. Some people probably come from better homes, and they were like, nah, I don't understand what you mean by male privilege. Me and my brother go through the same shit, and I don't see a difference between me and him. But like I've said, I think I've underestimated people, just like people that aren't black. I really do, I used to put, Mexican women and shit on pedestal, but I see some of these people may or may not be ghetto, just like black people. So, I don't know. I don't understand. I really be thinking that people be ghetto in front of ghetto, and you can rap about it, you can analyze whatever the fuck you do. Some people are raw than others, but I'm like, let me not underestimate people, because there be motherfuckers that be like, yeah, I'm hard. I'm like, I really be putting people on the pedestal, and I'm like, nah, that nigga got shot up the other day. He ain't about that life. He almost died and everything. But yeah, I guess since I don't look like a boy and they want me to respect manhood, I ain't even on manhood. I'm like, you want me to respect you, but you see him put a needle in my arm. Why won't you kill me? Because you want them men to get off on it. You want a nigga dick to get hard. I don't give a fuck about sex. I don't. I can't stand these women that trying to keep their femininity for a man. You gonna do something, you need to go hard or go home. Stop playing. That shit get on my nerves. Like I said, if I liked a man, I would have been with a nigga. Half the women that grow up in what they think the ghetto is tomboys. All these bitches act like boys. We all do. All of us are tomboys. And if you think that you feminine, you a comfortable woman, then you know what I'm saying? That's you. But half of us is boyish as hell and don't nobody want your ass. And I'm like, that ain't the reason why I like women either. And I be feeling sorry for us because I'm like, them men don't be overthinking. They just thinking that they mean. But it's all in my paradigm. I really feel like I experienced chauvinism. I really wasn't thinking on no street mind and shit. I really thought that a nigga would be safe because of his looks, because his ability to attract women. I feel special in this motherfucker. So let me stop. How you doing? Underestimating people and the power of their looks and their ability to attract, especially men, and goddamn give myself a pat on the back. And I'm done.